Hi and welcome. My name is Katrina, and this is our Vampire the Masquerade stream. And as I hope you probably know by now, these are a uh, little views into what my characters are doing in this downtime before we hit season 3. And this time we're going to have a very interesting scene. We have two of our players present for this one. And then, as usual, I would like them to introduce themselves as well as their characters.
Hi, I'm Tarjei. I'm playing Christopher Masters, a 10th generation Manchu who is on a road to try to become Prince of Boston.
Hello, my name is Örjan, and I'm playing the role of Sean, the dog. At this point, I think he's actually, I say it's clan leader of the Primogen of the Gangrel. Probably the youngest Primogen ever.
And this scene where we're going to have a little view in today is when they meet up before they have the rendezvous with the Brujas that will determine if the city will be safe from an invasion. So I'm going to start the scene as they meet, before they meet the Brujas at Fenway Park. It's dark, it's windy, and the night has brought with it quite turmoils. The car drives up in this very desolate parking area, a little bit away from Fenway Park, where you had the pre-planned to meet up. You, Sean, in your form as you have chosen for this minute, which is dog.
Yeah.
You
Big
smell
Irish,
it.
wolf dog.
You hear it, you smell it, you smell the engine, the oil, the gas. You see it almost blurry as focused as a predator's gaze. The lights from the car as it drives in. You feel the presence of the car. JJ stops. She turns over to Christopher. Do you wish me to accompany you, sir?
No, it's fine. You keep an watchful eye from afar.
As you wish, sir.
Sean will be there. And so I would rather have you secure the perimeter to make sure that they haven't invited some
Of course,
third parties to gate crash this little.
We are a couple of you're kind of like 100 meters away from the entering point to Fenway Park. I'll have a look around, sir. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Excellent. I'll go and meet Sean.
Sean, you see JJ walk out.
Yeah, then I start trotting towards Christopher, changing as I get closer to him.
Do you let Christopher see the transformation again?
Yeah.
It is something. You see this as you walk out and you feel your soles hit the pavement and the gravel underneath your heels. Then you hear the click-clack of talons on the pavement that turn into footsteps. The transformation is difficult to explain in words.
It's not so much that he's a dog than a human. It's the in-between bit.
Oh, but you both know you are far away from Paris and the way our lives once lived.
Do he smell different?
There are smells on him. Smells that concern you, and your nose wiggles almost like there's something on him. Something that reminds you of the pit, the darkness. Faint.
What happened, Chris?
Let's just say that just when I thought it was out, I pulled him back in. Let's just say that there are still bits and pieces of that monstrous being out there. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. It might put you and Shiv in some danger as well. I'm sorry for that. But
Well, we've been so safe the last months.
yes, there's remnants on that wants vengeance. To put it like that. No, I can't. We can't talk about it now. We need to focus on the here and now. We'll talk about it later.
Of course.
And the place is safe.
Place is safe.
Well, that's good. They didn't go for immediately for an ambush. That's promising. Let's hope they'll listen to reason.
Yeah. I think.
But if they don't, what do we do then, Sean? What do we do then? Like I said, I don't want our city handed over to some foreigners, strangers, outsiders.
I think that is exactly what we're going to offer them.
Make it ours city.
Make it ours. Because the Camarilla, they probably want to send people taking over.
We don't want that either.
We don't want that either, no. And the Anarchs, well, they're Anarchs for fuck's sake.
They have no allegiances. They have no homes. They have no
exactly
place.
So I think what we need to offer is a Boston that will remain Boston, and we can call it. I don't want to call it a Camarilla. I don't want to call it Anarch Free State. I want to call it let's call it a Commonwealth.
Commonwealth of Boston. And we'll normally stay Camarilla to. I mean, we don't want to fight two wars on both fronts.
No, that is completely impossible. But we need the Boston to stay Boston.
We just need foreigners out.
Christopher, you remember the conversation, Miss Savage?
Yeah.
She's
already here. She's already here, and she'll go out of Michael. So yeah. So, I mean, they already have one representative here. If we can keep her happy, she'll keep the rest of the dogs at bay.
Yeah, but we'll need to actually have a united Boston. That is the most important. It's more important than Camarilla. It's more important than Anarch for our homes to be our homes.
Exactly. The loyalty will be built on the city, not on clan, not on generation, not on blood. It will be built on identity of us.
Exactly. I think that is what
and
we'll to present that. Yes, we will pretend to be bowing to the ivory tower, but we'll if things run smoothly, they will not turn an eye towards it. Exactly.
This is how any large organization works.
Yeah.
Have the wheels greased, running fine and fair, no big troubles, no big disturbances.
That means the Brujas will need to be able to build their to build their enterprise. The gang will need to be able to build our enterprise, and you have your enterprises to rebuild, and that is the point. Now we're rebuilding because the city it's crushed. We need to rebuild.
There'll be talk about money. I mean, one thing is territory, another is also businesses, another is also positions within our society.
Of course.
Can you work with them?
I can work with them, but we need to promise balance.
Like I said, each clan. Let's start with the figure of 5.
Figure of 5?
5 representatives from each clan. Each clan decide amongst themselves who shall be given the right to sire and who they want to sire. That will be an internal matter for the clan, but no more than 5. How they decide it will be up to them.
That's a good plan.
And as things stabilizes, as the city grows, we can talk about expanding the number, but no clan will be given at this moment any advantage or disadvantage in numbers. And there will be equality amongst the clans.
That's progressive.
Well, you have to buy that. We have to buy loyalty somewhere.
I
That's a good way to start. Besides, what do we know? I mean, like off camera, let's say, yes, they'll be, but still, the two Brujas are amongst the youngest of the city. The Nosferatus are almost there already, so they're the most always been the most numerous in the city. This is will actually bump the rest of us up to their levels. And when it comes to Ventrue, well, I might be young, but JJ is capable of age, and Miss Savage is certainly of age.
most definitely.
And well, Tremere, well, they're fucked either way, aren't they? I think it's something else.
And the gangrel, we have room for one more, I think.
I mean, the only thing we potentially would do would have to throw the Tremere some extra for a bone. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just...
perhaps a veto.
Christopher does not know about Little Angel.
No, she doesn't.
He doesn't. But I don't know if that strikes his mind or he wants to divulge that at this minute.
Not this minute. This is not a meeting for that.
I mean,
No.
I only know Mural is capable and strong, and I don't know that much about Bob the dog, but he seems to be at least of some age, and but well, he's putting his money on Sean anyway to be able to control that faction.
Well, Sean, have you relayed that they have already chosen you now?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't come up. So
No. But do you...
And of course, the question is, does he want to remain Primogen of the probably would on it, or does he want to seize the role of sheriff when that comes up for grabs?
That's what I'm saying. They have just said, like, you can take the clan if you can fix the mess.
Yeah.
Take the clan.
Yeah.
So, but that depends. I mean, for Sean, it would probably be half of Sean is probably he's gambling out, and that he would be more interested in being Primogen for his clan and protect his clan. But then again, also the sheriff probably would appeal to his drive for
maybe.
order, and so we'll see. Well, okay, let's go and talk to these.
We'll do that.
A soft, cold breeze blows through the now very golden and brown leaves that are still clinging on to their branches as you walk into Fenway Park.
Take me out to the ball.
Under a single light bulb. No, but like a
Light pole?
Pole. Yeah, pole.
Pole.
You see Catalina and Big John. Standing there. Evening.
Good evening. Give a little bow.
Give a nod.
You don't need to roll for this. She's tense. Her eyes are very focused, and Big John stands behind her, obviously at a wink. The situation can change dramatically.
I try to remain calm, almost aloof.
Well, you know that's a good choice. You know Catalina, and it's a Bruja.
Mm-hmm. She might just say the wrong word at the right time.
Indeed.
I'd like to thank you for coming here. I'm glad you were willing to meet.
You can thank him for that. She looks at Sean.
I have. But I do believe there are opportunities here.
There was 2 minutes left on the clock until a door opened. Young one. This meet will never happen.
Well, I always thought that in the nick of time still is in time.
Well, we are at the table.
Indeed.
Make me happy, young one. She smiles.
I will try to make us all happy. First, let me say that for my own sake, and I know that Sean agrees with me on this, What is important for us is the city of Boston remains Boston and run by Bostonians, by us. We are the city. We don't want foreigners, outsiders coming and taking over and telling us what to do, no matter what side they come from. Be that Camarilla, Annax, or anyone else. We don't want them, foreigners, to dictate our city. And I say ours because it's Sean's, it's yours, and it's mine, and it's all of us, of our kind here. We in the city are one.
Admirable. But is it doable?
I believe it is. I believe we all realize and see that changes must be made. Not the way things were run were not only less than optimal, but outright destructive.
She almost smiled.
Not only destructive for individuals, not only destructive for our kind, but destructive for our city.
She puts up her hands and she waves back. Big John, step off, boy. When he steps up and he smirks a little bit. He said, young one. So, the prince, is he dethroned then? Am I looking at a new royal? Is it true?
Let us just say that
Do you work for him?
he is out of the picture. Events have transpired that have made him irrelevant.
Wow. If I didn't know any better, I would say you would, well, just as the ones that you fear barking at the gates.
Let me put it this way.
She looks at you, Sean.
I give her almost a friendly smile. As friendly as the smile of a wolf can be.
Let me put it this way. I loved my sire, and I believe that she would have been a far better choice than my grandsire. What he did right in his rule or his being was choosing her. What he did not do right was trying to, how to put it, control is not the dictate the city to his whims. Particularly bad when the whims started going bad, but it's worse still the basis that it lies, because it does not behoove the city its best. And I say changes, I do mean changes. Not only by the world we're facing and things that are happening, we need younger ones who are able to, shots will say, change with the times, to react, to understand what is going on. We're not too clawed back by how things were 100 years ago.
She takes she takes actually a step forward toward you. Not really threatening, but you feel her presence toward you.
The world is changing faster and faster these days. And we are not apart from it. We might like to think it. But ultimately, we are in a relationship with the living world. And we need to be able to understand it and our own society if we wish to prosper. What he wanted to do was to cling on to things as they were, to keep the status quo. We need to grow and we need to be able to evolve. Without change, you grow stagnant, irrelevant, and die.
You must have been a politician in another life, young one.
Maybe. But let's say that I come from a background that has a certain understanding of what it takes to get things done.
Yes, I can clearly tell. And I do appreciate your silver tongue, young one. You
Okay,
speak to my tune.
But
I've heard words before, and I've lived a little bit longer than you. And princes, young or old, have a tendency not, well, always to follow up on their good words. If you're gonna make me happy and not open gates that would surely destroy your newfound kingdom, you must give me what I want.
Before we delve into those concrete specifics, let's talk briefly about what I envision for the city for all of us. As it has been, there has been imbalances between the clans, which have bred envy, mistrust, and, well, ill blood, to put it frankly.
You hear in the background actually Big John snarked, fucking Venture, taking everything. Blue-blooded cocksuckers. You see, Catalina, come now.
My vision is more driven by. I want to use the word concrete cooperation in that sense, but an ability for all of us to grow and all of us to pursue our interests for the common good of the city. What I see for me is clans that are all of those who can. We will need to find a certain solution for the poor port from here. But a fixed ratio of clan members for each clan. I think 5 would be a good number to start. 5 kindred for each clan in the city. The clan itself will be given the rules to decide who they want to embrace and who gets the chance to embrace them. That's a clan matter for the clans. As is, of course, a matter of choosing who they want to represent them as Primogen. If they want the Primogen to be the one to decide it, sure. If they want to have a democratic vote amongst its members, go ahead. But I want it primarily to be embraced from within the city. I want to keep it local.
She takes a couple of steps off and then she actually looks straight past him. Sean, do you agree with Venture? Then she looks very directly stone firm at Christopher.
I think we need balance.
Balance.
I think we need to be on equal footing. I don't want the Camarilla to be shoving new members down our throat. I don't want anarchists from outside the city to come in and try to take control. I might be Irish, but I'm just as much a Bostonian. I love the city. I don't want this to be a battlefield. If I want a battlefield, I'd go back home to Ireland.
You don't want the city to burn?
I don't want the city to burn. I will do my part to keep that from happening. And I will do my part to give my friend Chris the best advice I can. That role has been given to me by my clan.
But you need me. Both of you do.
We need all the clans. Yes, we need you.
We need everyone. We don't want this to be a Ventru against the Brujas or the... If we can just find the middle ground here, that is rebuilding the city. Because it has been proper fucked. It has been proper fucked by our grandsires. And that story goes hundreds of years back.
Exactly. She almost not snarls, but very passionately says, it's years.
Yes. And now...
of being under the heel.
Yes.
And hard, brutal rulership.
And those years are gone. They are gone. The madness of the former prince is gone. It's bygones. Now we must get past that and rebuild. And that means that you and I will be on equal footing. Despite you being somewhat older than me, quite a lot maybe, but But still, we need to be on equal footing to be given the possibility of rebuilding our own enterprises,
I
to begin building our own lives, our own lives.
I have demands, young ones.
Well, we came here to negotiate, so I came here to listen, not only to speak.
To strengthen our numbers, yes, that would be absolutely the top of my list. But I also want the seat of the council, not just as a primogen, but the council.
We'll need all the brights.
If I am to trust that you are not just a puppet prince, or just as mad as your lineage, I need to see you ruling. Deem you worthy of the position.
We are without many positions in the city at the moment.
You'll take me in as a part of your, if not Seneschal, I want to be at your war table. You will keep me close, almost like a bedfellow, young one.
We will need to find new solutions, as I said. So I believe that is quite possible. Question is, in such a situation, what do you bring to the table? What are your areas of expertise? Where will you best be able to contribute? I know my strengths and weaknesses. I know my friends' strengths and weaknesses. How can we best work together to form the city we want?
If you don't think there are pipelines in and out of the city for kindred and kind that never hit the venture eyes and table, well, let's say I know. Let's say I know.
Good.
Let's say I know all the back doors.
That's a good way to start. Some of those matters, yes. I believe we can work to that. There are different positions that we can, let's say, either create or bring back or import that have not been held before. I believe a liaison role for you would be good between the prince, the council of primogen, the undersheriff. A sort of, liaison. I want who can facilitate and have bring information and call upon those that needed to fulfill.
You have to understand, young one. If you don't want the brute force of my clan and the ones I keep at bay at the minute, I am the one that will speak of them to wait. You're dangerous, the city is powerful. Why whisper of weakness and back doors that are open?
Which brings us on to another matter. You said you need to be able to trust me, that I'm not as mad as my lineage, that I will not be a puppet prince, or, well, in such matters. You opened the floodgates and brought in these foreign elements. We cannot simply expect them to just up and leave on their own, or can one?
No. I would make it difficult. And then she looks at Sean again. I will work with him. I will show him where the weaknesses are for now.
I'm confident that works well. I trust Sean to do the right thing. Now, few that I find as honorable as him.
For all the badness of the night to go away, young one, would be prince. It will all be deemed when you have your conclave. When you stipulate it, when you tell the world when you shut the doors and you create the start of this kingdom of yours.
But it
I
will not be a
suggest
kingdom.
that
It will not be a kingdom.
It's always a kingdom.
No, let's call it a Commonwealth.
She almost laughs to the sky.
I will set a
I
free
admire
choice.
your thinking. It's still strange to me, Sean, that you are not an anarch. But it is most definitely a kingdom.
He's Boston. That's what he is. But yes, I see that the Temple Conclave. Yes, a triumvirate I can see as well. Were there other things you wished to insist upon or discuss now?
That was my most important ones for now. You see, for me to view what ruler you are will determine if the city has yet again hope. And maybe a young one, not wet behind his ears even. Maybe this is what Boston needs. The old ones didn't do a good run of it. Maybe this will be just what this city needs. Someone that understands the pulse and the blood of the city itself.
It's certainly the best shot at true change.
You will be tried and you will meet trepidations, young one.
Heavy is the head that bears the crown. Let's hope that the sword of Damocles remains tethered to the ceiling then, shall we?
She laughs. And don't forget the madness of kings.
I have something I will not forget that will keep me grounded.
Let's hope
He reaches out
so.
and he claps his hands on Sean's shoulder. For I know that if there's one person that will keep me honest and straight, it's Sean. And if I do not, I don't think you have to be the worry about having to do anything. I believe he will take care of that situation if it comes to that.
Well, let's hope he survives the nights. And not fall in the pit of the beast then.
As recommended.
Been there.
Have we an accord then?
We have an accord, young one. You call the conclave. She shakes your hand.
Okay.
You call the conclave. You put this in blood writing. I will shut the doors and I will show Sean and his warriors where the leak is.
Well,
And maybe you
have-
have bought some time. I cannot say the Anarchs will not storm the city at one point, but I will not be the one that give them the key.
that's one other thing though. If there comes to that and I storm the city, I do hope I can continue to vigorously defend it as anyone else will.
If you prove yourself, young one, you will find me most loyal to the cause.
Excellent. It's always good to have someone on your side that at least knows some of the faces you're looking for. Well, if you excuse me,
smiles.
I have others I must see as well. I'm meeting a conclave to prepare for.
She almost looks regal in herself there. She stands, and behind her, Big John shouts as you guys move off. There he goes, the young king. He shouts.
And no. He's gonna. He walks as he walks down and he's gonna go reach deep into his. What he remembers of watching films in the 80s when he was young. And as he walked down the field, as he says that, he raises a clenched fist as he walks on.
For you, Sean, I'd be a bit weird, but okay.
It's always been a bit weird.
There will be a last conversation scene between you guys before we end this little flashback.
That could have.
But you also hear that whoa whoa from the Big John. Yeah, as he does for the gangrel, the howl.
Well, that could have gone worse.
Indeed, it could. I trust her to go after her in own interest, but I do not trust her to plug all leaks, nor to
No. And
turn
that's
away
why.
Yeah, well,
all
that
her
would be
little
very
allies.
trusting.
Or nor to turn away all her little allies. But hopefully she will get them out of the city.
Yeah, we'll need to have her as close as possible. But if we can turn her loyal, she'll be a fierce warrior.
I believe that too. And I believe you will be the one is best suited to that.
Yeah.
Not only because she doesn't really 100% trust me, but you are trustworthy because you are honorable, Sean. She can't trust you. And as long as she remains loyal, I'll have no problem with her. She can be a most valuable asset.
Yeah. And she has been honest about her affiliations.
From
Exactly.
get-go with you, Sean.
Yeah.
Exactly. And as long as she remains honest and useful and pulls in the direction of the city,
Of course.
I have no problem with her. Well, I give you joy on having the support of your clan. I cannot say that I'm surprised. They were fools not to. Let's hope that Shiv can find a purpose as well.
I hope so. She has been wounded quite deeply.
And that is what hurts me the most.
I hope she can find her way out of this darkness.
She'd have to, because what she desires, none of us can give her. We are helpless.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Her night is still very dark and very bloody at this moment.
Yeah. But I do know her pain.
So does also Sean, in a way. What he did to Angela.
Yeah.
Pain is something you all have in common.
Let's meet again tomorrow. I'll tell you everything what happens before I met you and what that means. But it's getting late and I have places I need to be.
Same here.
And I walk over and I give him a hug.
I give him a great big bear hug back.
My ribs!
We'll get out of this.
Is there hope in the world?
We got out of it. We'll save Boston. And if not, what do we do if not?
Try and try again.
Let's not go to Paris.
Naples, my dear friend.
Naples.
Well, till tomorrow.
JJ comes out of the shadow. She gives Sean a nod. Still a little bit, you attacked her ward. She will always look at you with a sideway glance.
One step closer, my friend. One step closer. Come, JJ. We have things to do.
Of course, Mr. Masters. And the would-be young prince gets in the back of the car and his enforcer drives him off. As Sean stands and smells the night. The meeting went well. One step closer to keep the city safe. And then something cools inside his soul.
The guilt.
Oh, it's heavy. And it's dark. And it's deep. And there's shame. And on that note, as he stares into the night and the moon, feeling all the feels, we're going to end this little, well, interlude for now. Oh, thank you so much, my players. and yes, beautiful. Thank you as always. And just you guys, viewers, this was some scenes quite shortly after we ended season 2. Scenes that come from this point on might jump very much in time. So just be prepared when you see it. We'll give you the information you need, what time it is, and a little bit of information on what happened before. But yeah, lots of little interesting information and Easter eggs for season 3.
Oh, I so look forward to next year.
I
And
know,
season
I know,
Oh, yeah.
I know. That's why we're doing this.
Can it be
That's why we're doing it.
2022 soon?
Yes! As always, you guys are epic, and to you guys, the viewers, we appreciate you so much for the comments and likes and follows, and that you take time of your lives to follow our passion. Until next time, stay safe, and bye!
Bye.
Bye.